Hello, and welcome to HT Supercross, the stream of Race 8 of Season 7. This is on X-Rain's track, Box Hill SX, and is so far the only track made by X-Rains that we have done so far this season. I am Jeff H3962. I will be calling the shots today, or calling the passes. I guess that there are different ways that you could say this, but we're almost ready to start these lag tests. We haven't done our first one yet. We're running about 5 minutes late right now. That's partly due to members that signed up and aren't here, but now we are going to start this lag test. So in first place right now is Gogeta Rule still, but he's the only person to have done more than six races, and he signed up. He was going to be here today, but wasn't really feeling it and backed out about 10 to 15 minutes ago. Let us know that he couldn't make it. So that leaves first place more than likely open to Pancake and Soda Pop. Soda Pop is in second place right now by only 1 point. But Pancake Muffin still has a higher average, so he could go past Soda Pop if he finishes well enough, and could even be in first place. And it's gonna be really tough for Pancake to win this season, because Monster Energy Kawasaki has a 3-point bonus from being the first team. So Pancake is gonna have to make sure that Soda Pop isn't getting a lot of first places at all. He's gonna need to really work his little butt off to get some first places. There is a little bit of, well, not a little bit, but there are proper grammar. There are issues with these commentator booths. You'll notice that the game type isn't even the right one, and you start with an assault rifle and you don't go invisible. So I do apologize if that gets too distracting or too annoying to anyone watching the stream. But nonetheless, it's going to be a great time, and I'm glad that you could join us for Race 7. This is the lag test right now. Not really Heat 1. If it is Heat 1, then I was caught completely off guard. I'll make sure that this is it. Oh, and looks like we have Shazzle. We were spamming Shazzle with invites, trying to get him in here, but couldn't, and he seems to have joined in last minute to get in to this Heat race. Heat 2 is currently underway right now. We are a little bit behind schedule in Heat 1. Shazzle 4, and so Shazzle is the lone Monster Energy Kawasaki racer in here. And he was in danger of being sent straight to the LCQ if he didn't join our lobby, so we're glad to see him here. And we should be getting this Heat 1, this first heat of Race 7, first heat of the day. Bad Star Wars references aside, it'll be starting soon. I hope that everyone is having a great day so far. Sometimes when commentators are out of things to say, they just start saying random stuff. But bad ethics aside, your weekly dose of large-breasted Supercross action, minus large breast, it's currently kind of a, I'm not going to say the proper slang term, but it is, there are no women in this lobby right now. That's not relevant at all. It's not important at all, but just know that our slogan of large-breasted action will hold true for this race. And we're going to start Heat 1. This is not a lag test. This is the real deal. So let's get this thing going. I'm excited, and I hope you're excited too. Because this is HT Supercross after all. loading screens. Here we go. You know what that graphic means? That graphic means that it's Heat 1 because it says Heat 1, and I just learned how to read, but that says Heat 1. So here we go. Got Noodles jumping around all over the place trying to find a mongoose. When we look over the starting gate, and you'll notice that, like last week, the starting gate is not Dominion shields, and I'll go more in detail on that after the gate explodes and the race is gone. The gate has exploded or disappeared. Castlefied looks like he's going to grab this whole shot. Indeed, he is, followed by Noodles and Unrealistic. But Noodles lands on Unrealistic a little bit going over that double. The teleporter isn't really being cooperative. As Castlefied still in first place, and Unrealistic opting for that outside and does not get the run that he needed to make that first jump. And Shazzle's going to overtake him and move into second. Mountain Dew is also starting to make some progress towards passing Unrealistic. If I can figure out where these teleporters are. It's back in the corner there. There we go. So Castlefied is still in first place, and Mountain Dew has fallen behind. Actually, no. Unrealistic has fallen behind all of them. Unrealistic is now out of qualifying position and in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7th place, 8th place now as he's passed by Purple Dinosaur and then run into the tough block right there. That could be an intentional wreck. We're going to look for Shazzle and Castlefied. We have a team member versus a team leader right here. Castle is the leader of Tactical Advantage. A pretty old school team. A relic of, well, a living relic of when HC Supercross first had teams. And Castle's going to go down in that rhythm section right there. And then be overtaken by Shazzle. It looked like he cased that last jump. And now Shazzle is going to overtake him for first place. And these teleporters are not that great. So Shazzle is currently in first place, followed by Castlefied. And then Mountain Dew of Rockstar Energy Racing KTM, who likes to change their colors every week. Or seems to be almost every week, so they have alternate uniforms, which is kind of weird. It's definitely not normal. So Shazzle is still in first place. Castlefied has closed the gap a little bit and is getting closer to Shazzle 4 and could make a pass on this at the end of this section if he's fast enough, but it doesn't look like he's going to be. So Shazzle 4 is going to start putting some distance between him and Castlefied for a Heat 1 win and an automatic qualifier. Real Deal is also starting to get closer to Mountain Dew, who at the end of last lap seemed to be having a slightly slower line than Mountain Dew, but has started to gain a little bit of distance on him and could think pass if he gets closer. Castle has passed Shazzle. That's kind of an indirect rhyme there, but nevertheless he's in first place right now in Heat 1 and is in a first place transfer position, place that you definitely want to be. Real Deal, oh, he's going to go for this inside move on Mountain Dew, but Mountain Dew closes off that inside, and Real Deal does not get that opportunity. Well, he had the opportunity, he just couldn't close in on it as Mountain Dew closed out on his attempt. But he is going to get this pass going over the rhythm section as Mountain Dew cases that first jump. You got to have a lot of speed to go over that, and Mountain Dew did not have enough. Purple Dinosaur is in 5th place right now, and that would complete our Heat qualifiers. Anyone behind Purple Dinosaur is not going to qualify, starting with Unrealistic, who started out in 3rd place. And Purple is going to pass Mountain Dew as well. Mountain Dew has had a terrible lap and has lost 2 positions, and now is not even going to be able to take the double on the tabletop section. I'm not sure what that's called. I guess we'll call it a tabletop section. But racers have the option to either use their speed and double in and land on that tabletop, or, oh, Purple Dinosaur is going to cause some damage on the track right there as we see that extraction cylinder going bye-bye. That could be a track fine. He may have to pay damages 2 X-Rains for damaging his track like that. But Purple Dinosaur is getting closer to Real Deal. Mountain Dew goes down again over that rhythm section and is in danger now of being overtaken by Unrealistic on this last lap. But as long as he can hold him off. I'm sorry, not on the last lap. I'm thinking last chance qualifier. We have 3 laps to go. As Castlefied looks like he's in first place still. If Shazzle is in front of him, I don't know where he is. In fact, there's Shazzle right there. About a section behind Castle right now. And both of them have a lot of distance between themselves and the rest of the pack. And this should be Purple Dinosaur, Muscle Milk KTM, going on Real Deal. A member of his team. I don't really think Purple is wearing his Muscle Milk KTM colors right now. So he's kind of going renegade style for this race. And you saw that he attempted to pass Real Deal right there on the rhythm section, or at least getting close enough to start thinking about making a pass. But then Case is at the end there, but he is starting to already make up that time again. He's got a pretty solid line on this track. Purple's had some issues qualifying this season. He has only qualified for, I believe, 3 races, though I could be mistaken. It's either 2 or 3 races. And it's good to see him finally back in a qualifying position, as his performance this season has not been stellar, as mentioned. But currently in a qualifying position, and Unrealistic is also in the last qualifying spot. With only 2 laps to go, Mountain Dew is going to need to catch up to him and make that pass if he wants to avoid going to the last chance qualifier, which is a place that no one really wants to be in. It's not a very good time being in that last chance qualifier, but he is going to negotiate this rhythm section cleanly. And be that much closer to passing Unrealistic. Adam MC66, a rookie. This is one of his first HT Supercross races. It's going to be lapped in a heat. Castlefied gets around him cleanly, and Shazzle 4 is still in second place. No change in position there. But Purple Dinosaur is falling behind Real Deal. He must have crashed or cased a bad jump in a rhythm section, because he's fallen behind. He's lost a fair amount of ground on Real Deal. But Mountain Dew is right on Unrealistic's behind. And if he can make a pass here on this last lap, he will avoid going to the last chance qualifier. Currently right on his behind. So I've said that twice already. I don't know why I've been repeating myself. It's just that exciting, I guess, ladies and gentlemen. And as long as Mountain Dew can make a pass on this last turn here, this could be a last lap pass for... He's not going to get it. Mountain Dew is going to be sent to the last chance qualifier. And rolling out of that, actually. Yeah. Mountain Dew is going to go to the last chance qualifier, with Unrealistic taking that final transfer position. And with that, we will be right back with that last chance qualifier. And we look forward to seeing you there. Alright, we're back and ready to start this LCQ, our last chance qualifier. Members of the heats, or racers of the heats that did not qualify, are present here and only have one more chance to get into the main event. And only the top 2 get to have that chance. Which is why this is it's a nerve-wracking race if you're racing in this, because, I mean, getting the top 2 were just pretty cray, but, you know, getting it, and if you don't get it and you don't qualify, that's It's something else entirely. King Edward is in this lobby, but he is a host and not racing, so he will join me up here in my commentator booth, but not in my party chat, unfortunately. We will not be able to hear King Edward talking about this race, as he needs to tend to this lobby as we look over the gate drop, the starting gate area, and are waiting for the gate to drop. This version of Box Hill was forged by Pancake Muffin, who's gotten very good at forging Supercross tracks and getting very good at all shots. It's going to be close, but it looks like Shiftface might have been the one getting there first. Mountain Dew was first place and ahead of him, and then overtaken by him, and in second place now, but still in qualifying position. And following him is Noodles, also known as Meaty Mate Blaze It on Halo tracks. It's definitely an interesting name. Nuked Ice Cream of Meg, main event guaranteed, in fourth place with Adam MC66. MC Hammer 66 in that last place. Shiftface goes down over that finish line double and is going to be overtaken by Mountain Dew and is in third place, one position out of a transfer spot. Mountain Dew still in first place after he goes over that tabletop section, with Nuked Ice Cream now in second place. We are seeing positions getting swapped left and right as Shiftface is going to move into third place and then immediately overtaken over the whoop section by Adam McKay 66. Adam McKay Hammer 66 as they are neck and neck, and Shiftface goes for that incredible inside pass out of that first rhythm section and moves into third place, and now needs to catch up to Nuked Ice Cream, who is starting to catch up to Mountain Dew, who is starting to get away from everyone. So that tells you that this pack is starting to be separated, and in only a 6-lap race, Shiftface is going to really need to turn on the jets, his Mongoose jets, which are illegal in HD Supercross, but he's still going to need to have those on in order to catch up to Nuked Ice Cream of Main Event Guaranteed, who frequently goes to the Last Chance Qualifier. I guess that we could call him Last Chance Qualifier Guaranteed, but nevertheless, they think that they're going to make the main event. Every week, they're fairly confident in that, and that's why their team name is as such. Shiftface is going to catch up to Nuke Full Screen. That is not an I. As you can see, that is actually a capital L, or a lowercase l that he uses in his name. So his actual gamer tag is Nuke Scream of Meg. An interesting bunch of characters in HC Supercross. Shiftface looks like he's going to negotiate this rhythm section negotiatingly, swimmingly. Those are terrible adjectives. And with only 4 laps left, 3 after he crosses this finish line, he's going to have to make up a lot of ground on Nuked Ice Cream and then probably make a last lap pass. It looks like what it's going to be if he has a chance to pass Nuked Ice Cream, as long as Nuke doesn't go down. But Mountain Dew looks like he has messed up a couple times as well, because he, though in first place, has lost some of his ground on Nuked Ice Cream, who has a much better run through the whoop section. And is starting to gain even more ground on Mountain Dew right now. Go over to the other side of the track. So the original version of Box Hill, there was actually a wall separating this back rhythm section right here from the rest of the track. And that wall was removed so that it could be more suitable for the stream. And we thank Pancake Muffin, who's not in this race right now, who might have had a chance to get first place. And I mentioned earlier that he could move into first place, but he didn't even sign up for this race, so I apologize for that misinformation. But nonetheless, Mountain Dew and Nuked Ice Cream in those only transfer positions, those lone transfer positions at first and second place in the Last Chance Qualifier right now. Nuked Ice Cream starting to gain even more ground on Mountain Dew since the last lap. Both of them are very close to each other now, and it could be said that they aren't really concerned about where they finish in the Last Chance Qualifier right now, since they're so far ahead of everyone else. and that they only want to just finish this race. I'm sure that a first place for Nuked Ice Cream and for Mountain Dew would be much appreciated, as Nuked Ice Cream tries to go into Mountain Dew's inside. I'm not sure if he was meaning to do that or just landed the jump too far on the inside and then subsequently rolls over. But doesn't lose that much time on shift base. The shift base is about half a section down. Almost a full section, right on the cusp of being a full section down from Nuked Ice Cream, and now he will be a full section down after casing that tabletop section. Attempting to make that double, which is a pretty skilled double going onto that tabletop, I should say. You'll see whoever gets first place on this track is more than likely taking advantage of incorporating that into their line. And it looks like Mountain Dew, his line is going to be good enough. It's going to be solid enough. It's going to be extreme enough to get him a first place win in this last chance qualifier and move on to the main event. After having a rocky heat race, ends up winning the last chance qualifier with Nuked Ice Cream in that final transfer position, and I'm so shift-faced is not going to be able to shift into the main event on this one.
Game over.
All right. So we had our menu music playing throughout this last chance qualifier. That's not supposed to happen, but sometimes technical difficulties are present. Who knows, maybe having the metal music in the background made it more exciting for this last chance qualifier. That being said, we will be right back with the main event, well on schedule. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're about to start this main event. We're in a lag test right now. And I mentioned earlier that there could be a new leader, a new points leader, I'm sorry, after this race, as Gogeta Rules is not able to make this, but Soda Pop is present and will tie him for a number of completed races this season. So let's see what Soda Pop would need to get to make sure that he can pass Gogeta Rules. As we look at this board of leads. So Gogeta Rules is in first place, but Soda Pop only needs about a 6th place finish to overtake him safely and move into first place. Pancake Muffin will still be behind Gogeta Rules. He is not in this race. And Shazzle could pass Gaming because he is not present in this race either. So this top 5, we could see a major shift. In position, and we could even see a new points lead. That lead being Soda Pop. I'd like to remind you again that this is a lag test, and I will start throwing sticky deads down onto the track and making people do barrel rolls. Just doing that barrel roll and completing it on all 4 tires is calcified. Do another one just for good measure. Nuked Ice Cream is now sent flying into the bordering on that track. There seems to be random sticky detonators going on right now. It's more than likely just poor forging from Pancake Muffin's side of things. More people doing barrel rolls. There seemed to be a lot of barrel rolling going on in this lag test. Somebody is shooting stuff at me. In case you missed it, I will play the leaderboards again and just get one last look. So Shazzle really only needs to get a 9th place finish in order to overtake Soli safely, because he's only 3 points down, where Soda Pop is 4. And I know that my math is more than likely wrong there, but Monster Energy Kawasaki is proving to be a dominant force, a dominating force so far this season. And we'll start this main event here at any second. This is the race that counts, the race that everyone looks forward to, the one that every racer wants to get into, the race that provides the largest of the breasted of the actions and defines what HT Supercross is all about. I want to thank everyone again for joining us, and everyone who has tuned in to all 8 races so far. This is a 17-week season, and we hope to continue this stream as much as possible and hopefully not miss any more races as we did with race 5, which was a very exciting race from my understanding. We couldn't stream that race as I was off doing surf photography, but that's besides the point. So this main event, repeating myself again, is going to be starting here very soon. Castlefied could land himself back up onto the podium, but Shazzle and Soda Pop are going to be in his way, as well as other contenders. Oh my God, other contenders for podium positions like NJD. And we're about to get this main event underway. Here we go. Alright, here we go for this main event, an event of the main races, and the race that counts for the most points in HT Supercross. We look over this gate area right now and are waiting for the gate to spawn. It's completely random. This new game type, Race V 2.1, created by Lazy Algorithm, allows us to have random gate drops, and now the gate has dropped. Mountain Dew is in good position to get a hole shot, but Soda Pop is going to come into the inside and steal that away from Mountain Dew and anyone else that was possibly looking at getting a hole shot. And now is in first place and already putting room between him and the second place Real Deal as they go into the first rhythm section, with Castlefied, a contender for the podium, finishing off that top 3, but Mountain Dew is starting to look at to get some looks at Castle, with NJD of Monster Energy Kawasaki wanting to make some moves on him. Castlefied has moved past Real Deal and now in second place, but Real Deal is going to try to go on his inside right there and not really going to get it. It's Castlefied stymies Real Deal. And then overtaken on the tabletop, NJD doubling onto that table is going to pass NJD for third place, and now is a sight set on Castle. Monster Energy Kawasaki may even have a 1-2-3 here if Shazzle can find his way up through the pack and catch up, as Purple Dinosaur and Hero are going at it right now, with Mountain Dew right behind him. So far, we have racers close together, and this is only the end of lap 1. This is only the second lap. NJD is overtaking Castle. Real Deal is also overtaking Castle, and going on the inside right here is going to be either Soda Pop. Yes, this would be Purple Dinosaur, not Soda Pop, overtaking Castle as Castle goes down over that rhythm section, and NJD is currently right on Soda Pop's heel. And both of them are starting to create some space between Real Deal and your 4th place Privateer of Hero 365. Is Real Deal cases that double tabletop section, and that was going to be overtaken by Hero on an incredible outside pass, and now he is in 4th place. A Real Deal with a much better run through the whoops could think inside right here and go for Hero. Hero does not give him enough room, but then goes down at the end of that rhythm section anyway. And there's overtaken by Purple Dinosaur with his teammate BXA Real Deal D right behind him, and Castlefied starting to make his way back up through the pack as Hero and Mountain Dew, 1st place in the Last Chance qualifier, is doing a lot better so far this race as we see Mountain Dew battling with Hero 365. And Real Deal trying to make that double outside on the last little technical section before the finish line. Is not going to do it. As Purple Dinosaur is ahead of Castlefied, and Castlefied has made his way past Real Deal and Hero on that lap alone. We are seeing a lot of people losing positions here, as Mountain Dew is now in the back of the pack with Monster Energy Kawasaki racer Shadow 4, not Shadow 4, just. And NJD is actually overtaking Soda Pop for 1st place. And Purple Dinosaur is starting to catch up to both of those racers right now. This could be a good race for Monster Energy, for both Monster Energy Kawasaki and for Muscle Milk KTM, as Real Deal is in 6th place right now. Actually, he's in 5th place. Real Deal marks the end of the top 5, and Shazo 4 started to make his way up through to that top 5. This Hero is starting to lose some ground on Real Deal, but Real Deal casing that finish line double, but Mountain Dew cases it as well. Shazo lands on top of him, does a little bit of a barrel roll, but ends up passing him after he doesn't get ejected from his Mongoose. Purple Dinosaur still in 3rd place, with Castlefied losing a little bit of ground on him on that lap, and Hero 365, a Privateer, who was on a team for the beginning of the season and was since removed from that team. I'm not sure what team he was on, but I know that he was on one. A Hero, he may have landed on Castlefied after that whoop section and is now placed a couple seconds behind Castlefied because of that foul up. Is a Real Deal and Shazo case the last landing for that back rhythm section. So neither of them are going to lose time as we see Unrealistic in his first main event casing that back rhythm section. He is near the back of the pack. NJD and Soda Pop are neck and neck now for 1st place, and this is only lap 5. Both go in for the double, but Soda Pop is going to have a much better run going out of that, and a better run through the whoop section as well, as he could be thinking an inside pass right here on his own teammate. Not going to get it as NJD guards off that inside. Going for another inside pass and not quite getting it, not as close as he needs to be to make a clean move on his teammate. But this could be the inner workings of yet another pass for 1st place, as NJD does a barrel roll casing that finish line double. We've seen a lot of people case that so far, and then is overtaken again by Soda Pop, who both go over that that double tabletop section. Still not exactly sure what to call that. So they both go over that cleanly. A little premature teleportation right there, but you get a good view with Soda Pop and NJD going over that whoop section, through that whoop section, and heading into the first long rhythm section. In fact, the only long rhythm section of Box Hill. X-Range has another track in HD Supercross, co-forged along with Purple Dinosaur, called Ameristralia SX. It is a track that has reached critical acclaim within the community, but not exactly sure if it will be included in the second half of our season. NJD cases that finish line double a little bit, about a section and a half ago, and is going to lose a little bit of time on Soda Pop, but is having a lot of good laps right now. He is not falling far behind NJD right now. As Castlefied tries to go on Purple's inside to make that pass right there, tries to maybe suck up as much of his speed as possible, and not really going to be successful in that run. And fall a little bit behind Purple Dinosaur yet again, needing to make his time back on both him and Hero after Castlefied started off in second place after the first lap, and then found his way back into fifth place, as Real Deal is in sixth with Shazzle 4 in seventh place currently. Oh, and Purple's going to be overtaken by Hero. We got a pack, and this is all for third place right here, as Purple cases that finish line double, and Castle's going to think inside on this. Whoops. He could make an inside pass going over the section, and he's going to do it, but Purple attempts to double into that tabletop section and is not successful in that attempt, and now is cleanly overtaken by Castlefied, with Real Deal, his team leader, trailing right behind. But Shazzle 4 could get in the way here as he goes for an inside whoop pass for fifth place, for sixth place. Nuked Ice Cream is currently about to get lapped by Soda Pop, as NJD has substantially fallen behind and is now being challenged by Hero 365 to go faster, lest he be passed and lose his second place. Shazzle has made his way past Purple Dinosaur now and is in fifth place. There's a lot of position swaps going on right now. I hope that I have these things right, but Shazzle casing, not even coming close to completing that jump, is going to be overtaken by Purple Dinosaur again, and is now again going to have to make his way past him as he tries to go for this inside move and is not going to get it, and then is bumped into that didn't look intentional, but is bumped into that tough block right there, as Mountain Dew is still in that pack and in this race, and Real Deal, who was in fifth. Oh, and that extraction cylinder spawns right underneath them. Tough break for Real Deal. Those are some of those random variables that you can never account for, as racers have bumped into that extraction cylinder, causing it to explode, and Real Deal, not expecting it to be there, not memorizing where it usually spawns, gets the poop hand right there. Hero 365 looks like he may have gone to the outside of that section right there. There was a little bit of lag though. I'm not sure if he jumped off of the track, but even so, that wouldn't be against the rules. He would not be penalized for that. Oh, a Hero hitting that extraction cylinder again. Racers are going to need to be careful going over that. The repair bill on this track seems to be going up quite a bit. There's going to be a lot of fines issued after this race. Purple Dinosaur is in fifth place right now. This would be his first top 5 finish of the season if he can hold on for 9 more laps. Shazzle 4, though, it's proven to be a very consistent racer and a very real threat to anyone mid-pack, as he has shown that he can work his way up back into podium positions with ease, even with a less than stellar start. And he's starting to gain a lot of ground on Purple right here as he successfully goes over that that double tabletop. We'll just call it the tabletop section. So we go over here and find out where our leaders are. So Soda Pop has lapped Nuked Ice Cream and Unrealistic, who are in 12th and 11th place. NJD is still in 2nd place. Hero and Castle are in a battle for 3rd right now. Castle's going to make an inside move and get that very gorgeous pass on Hero right now, and he's going to need to make sure to leave some room for Hero. And Hero goes down after that, I'm not sure what to call it. I guess we'll call it a rhythm section. That would be the 2nd rhythm section. Some of these tracks have interesting and unique sections, and it's hard to label them sometimes. So Castle is starting to get closer to NJD, which leaves him in 3rd place, and Hero in 4th. Shazzle has overtaken Purple Dinosaur for 5th place, closing out Purple's chance, possibly closing out his chance to get his first top 5 finish of the season after he had qualified for a main event, which he has struggled with so far. But NJD is starting to create a little bit more space between Castle Fight and Hero, as they've been locked into a fight for a better portion of this race so far. As they go over that second rhythm section and into the technical section. Castle Fight and Hero both opt for the outside right there, and both exit that cleanly going into this whoop section right here. Soda Pop going over the whoop section right there, still in 1st place. And Unrealistic and Nuked have not changed position either. But Castle is starting to gain a little bit of ground on NJD. He may have let up on that tabletop section. It seems to be where a lot of racers are losing time at, is in that section, and after the finish line as well. As this is about to be yet another battle, and this would be a battle for 2nd place, but Hero is starting to challenge Castle, and now we have a battle for 3rd place. This has been an intense race. Castle casing that last landing on the 2nd rhythm section, or on the 1st rhythm section, and then overtaken by Hero. As they both exit the technical section cleanly and are now going to need to get past Unrealistic. Hero nudges into the behind of Unrealistic there and loses a little bit of speed, but not enough. At least not enough for Castle, as he was not able to think about making a move on him and get that 3rd place back. NJD should still be in 3rd place as we look over to him, and there he is. Shadow Fortress, not sure what place he's in. That could be 10th if we don't see anyone else come. There's Soda Pop going out of there. So Shadow Fortress would be in 10th place. NJD still in 2nd. With Hero and Castle in a fight for 3rd, as Castle is not going to exit this rhythm section cleanly and loses some valuable milliseconds on Hero 365. Kuthra R0 365. Because he has the numbers instead. Okay. So Castle in 3rd place. And the closest racer to them is Shazzle 4 in 4th place right now. Actually, this would be 5th place. Shazzle is in 5th place. And about 2 sections, maybe 2.5 sections behind. Yeah, about 2.5 sections behind Castle Fight and Hero, who are still in a fight for 3rd place on lap 15 with only 5 laps to go. And as long as NJD can hold on to this, he'll have his first podium of the season, I do believe. I'm not sure if he had another podium. Castle making some ground, or making up some ground on Hero right there, but he's having some issues completing that final rhythm section. And for all the time he gains, he then loses it. He's gonna need to start finding ways of getting through that rhythm section cleanly, so we can think past towards the last lap. Hero casing, he actually didn't case, he over jumped and landed on the outside edge, on the far edge of that tabletop, and loses his 3rd place to Castle Fight with only 4 laps to go. Yet another position swap in the top 3. This is the most we've ever seen this season. With NJD still in 2nd place and not really losing and not really gaining a whole lot of ground on either Castle Fight or Heroes. Castle Fight again cases the last landing in this back rhythm section in rhythm 1, and now going into the technical section is gonna finish lap 16 and move on to lap 17. So only 3 laps left, as both case that finish line double a little bit, and Hero not getting a very good run through that whip section at all. Castle Fight OJ's at tabletop again, and Hero lands off of that tabletop too far to the outside and ends up rolling off of the track and needing to get back on, leaving Castle alone in 3rd place right now. And as long as Castle can stay consistent and find a way to make sure that he can complete this back rhythm section consistently and cleanly, he could have another podium this season, finishing in 3rd place and helping out Tactical Advantage get up on the leaderboard as much as possible. This Hero 365 is still behind him, but Shadow is starting to get really close to him now. On lap 18, we're about to start this final lap, and Shadow getting really close to Hero. And we could see a last lap pass here as long as Shadow can keep it going, and if Real Deal, oh my god, and if Hero messes up, which he does not, he gets out of that tabletop section cleanly, but Shazzle having a better run and getting ever so closer to Hero. And I said that this was the final lap. This is lap 18. The final lap is next. I do apologize for that. But Shazzle's starting to get closer to Hero right here, or at least he was until he had a little bit of a mess up right there on that first section. But nonetheless, still gaining ground. And then rolls, cases that the last landing on that rhythm section, that seems to be the racer's bane. This race is that last landing right there. That and the tabletop section have all been deciding factors so far this race, and we've seen, and that's where we've seen people start to make ground. As Hero again over jumps that tabletop section, he's going to need to start regulating his speed if he wants to finish in that 3rd place and get that in 4th place. And this is just been crazy. Castlefight's still in 3rd place, with Hero half section ahead of Shazzle 4, and about 5 seconds ahead of him, roughly. As this is the final lap, Sodapop has completed his last lap and earns his 3rd win of Season 7. And Castlefight is going to finish in 3rd place. Not going to whip it over the finish line, and cases it. As we see Sodapop getting his 3rd win of the season, NJD possibly getting his 1st podium, Castle also getting a podium, and finishing in 3rd place, with Hero managing to hold off Shazzle at the end there, making sure that he couldn't catch up. Finishes in 4th, and finishing off the top 5 is Shazzle 4. Purple Dinosaur qualifying for the main event. Finishes in 6th place. Very good, a very good finish for Purple Dinosaur. I'm sure he'll be happy with that. But King Edward and Mountain Dew, both teammates though wearing different armor colors, finished close to each other as well. We will be right back with the post-race interviews, and it's going to be a great, it's going to be a good interview. People say a lot when they do this stuff. I'm not exactly sure why, but we will be back with post-race interviews. I'm here with Soda Pop. your winner of race 8, and now first place in the leaderboard. Soda Pop, congratulations, and how are you feeling for the rest of the season?
I'm really sorry, Jeff, but I had to listen to my mom. Can you repeat that?
I said, or I asked, how are you feeling for the rest of the season now that you're back in first place?
Pretty confident, um, considering that I got tied wins with Vegeta now. And as far as being in first place, I'm confident enough to just keep trying to hold what I have.
All right, question 2. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, question 3. I'm sorry. So,
That was question. It's question 2.
well, question 2 was, are you ready? Okay. Okay.
Oh.
Terrible post-race interview jokes aside, NJD managed to get his first podium of the season, possibly. I'm not exactly
Yeah.
sure if he's gotten another podium yet. Yes, so it is his first podium of the season, and you made a gamble in getting NJD since
Yeah.
he had those attendance issues the last season, but so far it's starting to really pan out for you. Um, yeah, so I'm trying to formulate a question around that and can't really think of one, but
Like about how good NGD is pulling through.
yeah, so what made you want to take that risk, knowing that NJD can sometimes be iffy in his attendance?
Um. Well, I had talked to him about the attendance thing. He said he booked all of his days off of his job on Saturdays, so I was pretty confident he was going to be able to make most of the races. And he's a good backup racer, so even if he wouldn't have showed up to too many races, I know he can finish pretty well, as you could see in Fox Hill.
So, both you and him were actually fighting through the first half of that race. It was pretty much neck and neck. What exactly happened to create that separation between NJD and yourself?
When I got the whole shot, I really didn't want to overthink going too fast, so I just tried to calm it down a little bit. And NJD was able to capitalize on that. He was riding pretty fast, and when he passed me, I was just trying to stay behind him because I was trying not to make any aggressive moves because I want us to finish top 2. Um, so yeah, I was just trying to keep it cool behind him, and I was able to get around him, and good we both finished first and second.
Alrighty. Thanks for talking with me, Soda Pop. That, ladies and gentlemen, is your first place finisher of race 8, his third win of the season. And I do apologize for being a little funky right now, Soda Pop. I had chemo yesterday and then been feeling kind of weird ever since.
That's Kate.
Alright, man. Congratulations on the win and good luck next week.
Thank you.
We'll get our second place finisher, NJD, in this lobby right now. His first podium of the season. All right, I'm here with NJD with his second podium of the season. I said in Soda Pop's interview and throughout the race that this might have been his first podium, but this is actually his second. And I actually do remember his first podium was on Victoria Field, if I'm not mistaken.
Keep it clips.
Oh, Deep Eclipse. It was on Deep. Okay, so his first podium was on Deep Eclipse, but still a King Edward track, so I was close. So this was this might have been your best race of the season so far, NJD. Could you walk us through uh your performance in that race?
Basically, I've been practicing with Sutter the entire week and felt that I could keep up with his pace. I found there's a few spots that I think I could probably outmaneuver him, and since he seemed to make a couple mistakes, I was kind of benefiting. When I made the pass, I was somewhat excited, but I kind of knew that I was probably going to lose it before the halfway point because early stage of the race, anything basically goes. And of course, hit a wall, lost 10 seconds, and rest is history.
Hmm. So having really good positions like this, finishing second place in a race, and now you're on uh, the first place team of Monster Energy Kawasaki, who is in first place by a while. So knowing that Soda Pop has his faith put in you to finish well, and then when you do finish well, what does that do to your level of confidence heading into the race 9 and then continuing the rest of the season after our week break?
Um, I'm not sure if the comments really drags over. All I know is that I guess for this and next race, it's really going to drag over because I'm actually due for a better race finish advantage, as this is my third time going to it. Basically, I've found a pattern in my race results with outbreak advantage. It's if I do good at one track, I do bad at the other. So in this case, because I did bad at outbreak, I should be expected to do extremely well at advantage if my theory or law kind of follows through with itself.
All right, so in race 9, we have Vantage SX created by Purple Dinosaur, and NJD holding on to Superstition. Hopefully, can get another podium and maybe even a win in Vantage. That will all happen next week. NJD, thanks for talking with me. Congratulations on the second place, and best of luck next week.
Thanks, man.
All right, I'm here with Castlefied, the third place finisher, your third place finisher, my third place finisher, our third place finisher, HT Supercross's third place finisher of race 8 on Box Hill Supercross. Castlefied, congratulations on the third place, and could you walk us through your performance and those crazy position swaps that seem to go on for pretty much the entire race?
Yeah, it was a pretty good race. I got an okay start. I got pushed a little bit wide, but I recovered and put myself in second. And then the whole race, practically the whole race on the second turn, there was a hay bale that kept, or tough block, whatever you want to call it, that kept disappearing. So I got messed up by that for a little bit, but then I just went back and forth with Hero and I think it was Hero, and I battled with Purple a little bit, but yeah, me and Hero just dueled most of the race, and it's pretty close. The rhythm section got me a couple times, but the on-off after the second triple got him a couple times. So yeah, it was a good race. I had a lot of fun. That the hosting and the way the race went was really good this weekend.
Awesome. So, speaking of that back rhythm, what was happening on that last landing? You cased that, I think, like 3 laps in a row towards the end there, after having good runs on Hero and getting closer to him. What happened?
Yeah, I had there's a way to get the rhythm section down if it all depends on, all right, like the inside is roll double. If that landing of that double isn't smooth, then the next one's not going to be is going to be just as bad. And then it's like if I tried to jump the whole thing, then I'd get messed up and I'd crash. So I kept cutting back so I could just roll like on off, like just safe, just so I didn't have to have any wrecks. That was a tough rhythm section. I don't know whether it's not the most consistent, but it is a really tricky section, and I just tried to play it safe most of the race.
So you're currently out of the top 5, and we're in the top 5 until a couple races ago. So what are your plans on getting back into that top 5 and boosting tactical advantage as much as possible to better position in the team standings?
Yeah, right now, I had a week. I missed Enigmatic. I was busy that weekend, and I missed one other race. But I had a bad race at Charlotte. I kind of just want to bounce back this weekend, just to kind of have fun. And I didn't put a lot of time into the track this weekend. I kind of just showed up today and practiced like 20 minutes before race time, and I guess it worked out. But I'm not really worried about I'm not really thinking about top 5s. I mean, I'm thinking about it, but not really thinking about it when I race. I'm just going out there to race my own race and just have fun.
Very well said. Castlefied, congratulations on your 3rd place win, and best of luck next week.
Thank you. Oh, and I'd just like to add really quick, as for I didn't answer the tech advantage part.
No, you can't. You can't. It's too late. No, you can't. I'm sorry. Bye. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Alright.
I'm gonna say in the works we got some stuff going. We're gonna have some teammate changes, and hopefully you may or may not see some teams make other teammates from other teams make an appearance. There may or may not be team merging, but yeah, we got stuff in the works. So technical advantage is gonna bounce back.
You planning on
That's all I
doing
gotta
any draft
say.
pick trades? Or
Yeah. Definitely. Right now, I got a few picks in mind, and I'm kind of just going over and just talking about it with a couple other people, and I don't know, it just sort of it's in the works. But yeah, definitely considering it.
All right. So Castlefight and Tactical Advantage could be creating some interesting things uh, within HT Supercross teams. Again, so congrats on that 3rd place finish. It was very well deserved. You fought hard, and best of luck and Vantage.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Take care. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this broadcast for HT Supercross. This was race 8 on Box Hill SX. Soda Pop took his 3rd win of the season and is now back in 1st place on the leaderboards, successfully defending his title so far of HT Supercross champion. If you'd like to race in HT Supercross, we'd love to have you. You can sign up on our members list after first making an account on halotracks.org and then heading to halotracks.org/HTSX and replying to the members list saying that you want to sign up. We'd love to have you out in the races and get to know you. Thanks for coming out and watching this stream. Thanks to everyone that signed up for the race and showed up. This was a very exciting race. I had a great time, and I hope that you all did too. I hope that you enjoyed the broadcast, and if you're rooting for Soda Pop, I know you enjoyed the outcome. Everyone have a nice day, have a great Saturday, have a great weekend. Viva la Halo Tracks.